Hi, I'm David Kwong. I am both a magician and a New York Times crossword puzzle constructor, which basically means I've taken the world's nerdiest hobbies and combined them into one career. And I'm an enigmatist. I perform puzzles, and I have a show at the Highline Hotel where I take you through the history of cryptography and illusion. And as a magician, I use illusions to entertain people, but right now my goal is a little bit different. I want to show you how you can see through the illusions that surround you in your everyday life and increase your own powers of perception. But first, you need to understand why we are all susceptible to illusion. There's one simple answer: survival. The truth is, we are constantly being bombarded by gazillions of stimuli, from subatomic particles to light beams from galaxies far, far away, not to mention demanding bosses, ringing cell phones, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the list goes on and on. And if we had to deal with all of this at once, our gray matter would fry within nanoseconds. We wouldn't be able to function. So evolution has fortunately presented us with a fairly effective workaround. We register only a tiny fraction of the information that's in front of us, and from that, we extrapolate. Our brain facilitates this process by narrowing the frame, our area of focus, to highlight what we need and most want to pay attention to. But here's the crazy thing. Even though we only detect a sliver of what's out there, we totally trust our powers of perception. Seeing is believing, we tell ourselves. So of course, this equation gives us confidence in our judgment. It guides our choice of friends, of leaders, of partners. It helps us choose where to live, how to vote, and what to buy. But this natural tendency to ignore the many significant gaps in our awareness also leaves us vulnerable to illusion. Consider this common road accident. A car is turning left in front of an oncoming motorcycle. Often the driver will look straight at the motorcycle and then turn in front of it anyway. Why? Because the driver has a gap in his cognitive frame. That frame is focused on oncoming cars, so it filters out anything that doesn't resemble a car. So much for the motorcycle. Here's another example. In Simons and Chabry's famous experiment, they asked viewers watching a video to count the number of passes of a basketball. And people's attention was so tightly focused on the ball that most never saw the gorilla walking into the middle of the frame, beating its chest and walking off again. And because the gorilla had nothing to do with the task, people dismissed it as irrelevant and distracting information. They ignored it. This concept of framing is central to the magician's most important tool: misdirection. Magicians want you to think we can defy the laws of physics, but what we're really doing is misdirecting you into the frame of illusion. Think of it as a director's viewfinder. It's the specific area where we want the audience to look, while the real work is happening outside the frame. And it helps that the frame is movable as well, right? The frame can be moved. For example, if I wanted to steal something from my left pocket, I might first reach up here and produce a key out of the air, leaving this hand out of the frame to do the dirty work. The great Dutch magician, Tommy Wonder, he describes misdirection as offering your audience something of greater interest. When something new and novel is introduced, it automatically reframes your attention because the shiny key cannot be ignored. The value of misdirection is not, of course, limited just to magic. Politicians who are under fire for one issue are experts at raising new issues to divert the attention and use up the bandwidth of the media. And in this day and age, any politician with a Twitter account be an expert misdirector. But not all misdirection changes the frame so obviously. With cognitive misdirection, the frame never moves. Instead, the audience's mental thought process is shifted inside the frame. The key here is the human inability to hold two interpretations of a single concept at the same time. Consider Rubens' vase. As hard as you try, you simply cannot see both the vase and the two faces simultaneously. Similarly, when performing magic, I might frame your vision right here on this key. I might frame your your vision right here on this key as I return it to the box, but I mess with your hardwired assumption that I can't also take out an object at the same time. This is cognitive misdirection. It's a popular tool, conceptual reframing of marketing experts and policymakers at the same time. In the UK and the US, for example, opponents of the inheritance tax, a tax that applies to only the very wealthy, described it as a death tax, reframing it. And this makes voters believe that it applies to everyone. But both overt misdirection and cognitive misdirection are effective principles, but the best magic tricks use these in combination. Illusionists call this mixing methods, which further obfuscates the solution to the puzzle. And I thought it'd be fun to demonstrate something for you right here, right now on this stage. Does that sound fun? A little bit of misdirection for all of you guys? All right. It involves just this cup and a pack of playing cards. And I'm going to come into the audience and have a playing card selected. This is when everybody looks away from me. They're terrified of the magician. This is a very simple process. Hi, do you mind just saying stop anytime you like?
Stop.
Okay, right there. Now, I can actually see this card. You can hold it up and show everybody, but I'm going to show everybody on the camera. What card did you get there? The two of clubs. All right, the two of clubs. And I'll invite the camera to come on stage as well. I'm going to show you a classic of misdirection. The first will involve the overhead camera. I think will give you the best look at this here. The two of clubs. As I bury it into the pack of playing cards, watch. I'll give it a shuffle as well because I'm an honest magician. Hold on a second. Now, see how long it takes you to spot your card in the deck. It's not there, right? That's because I've placed it underneath the cup. Now, this is a classic exercise in misdirection. It's made famous in Chicago, and the magic bar scene there by Heba L was probably the practitioner that was best known for the card under the glass trick. But it works because of a little bit of misdirection, all right? If we could do the overhead camera again, I'll show you that what happens is I distract you with my voice as I take that two and I place it underneath the cup. Now, it's not as easy as that, but you get the idea. Now, if I take the card and I cut it into the pack, you can see that has returned underneath the cup once again. All right? I know you're catching on to me, so let me make this a little more difficult. This time, I'm going to do some expert shuffles of the cards here. These are overhand shuffles. If you would come a little closer, I can show you that with these shuffles, I can get that card to come back to the top. Now, even if I place it into the middle of the pack with a little bit of misdirection, watch this. That card should rise up to the top of the pack one more time. Let's try this again. One more time here. If I get a card like this, let's see. I should be able to get one card to just pop up like that. The 10 of diamonds. Sometimes I miss. Sorry about that. But not today. Oh, now he's getting good, right? All right. Now, I thought I'd have a little bit of fun with calling somebody up on stage. So you guys in the front are in the hot seat. Do you mind joining me on stage? This will be nice and easy. Yeah, don't worry. I promise you there will be no sawing in half or anything. What is your name? Caitlin. Hi, I'm David. Caitlin, would you please take that two of clubs and place it anywhere you like into the pack of cards? Face down. Yep, it's harder for me to find it if it's face down. Very good. And I'm going to square these up. I don't want you to think I'm keeping track of where the card is in any way. All right, now Caitlin, check this out, watch. With a little snap of my fingers, can we see this, a nice close-up on the camera? Great. You can see that I can take a top card, the 10 of diamonds. Now, that's not quite it. So, Caitlin, what I'm going to do is I'll take the 10 of diamonds, and I will rip it into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Would you give me your hand, Caitlin? I'm going to place this right there, make a fist, turn it over, hold it just like that. Now, 2 of clubs was about halfway down. I think you placed it about there. Okay, perfect. What I'm going to try to do, Caitlin, is get the 10 of diamonds and the 2 of clubs to change places without you opening your hand. Now, do you feel the pieces in there? Yes, you do? Okay, good. Good. Let's get a nice close-up shot of this. Perfect, great. The 10 of diamonds and the 2 of clubs, if I touch the back of your hand and come underneath, they should change like that. You see? Well, you're stunned into silence, I understand. Well, if I have the 10 now, Caitlin, will you show everybody what card you have in your hand? Go ahead, open that up. Show the camera that you have. How many pieces do you have there of that 2 of clubs? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Thank you very much. Now, let's try one more thing. Thank you. Thank you. No, don't go anywhere yet. Give me your hand, please. Take the pieces, make a fist. We're going to rewind time about 30 seconds. Now, for the ultimate exercise in misdirection, and I'm messing with your cognitive understanding of what's happening here. You feel the pieces? Yes? They're in there. Yeah, give it a little bit of a squeeze. Good. Shake those pieces around. Good. And watch this, my friends. Take a look, Caitlin. See what you just did that card. Show everybody what you just did that card. Show the camera. You've managed to fuse that card back together. Let's give Caitlin a round of applause. Thank you very much. I will help you down the stairs. Careful. Very good. Thank you very much for having me today. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you, Digitas. Thank you.